Hello everyone, welcome back to Bee Rejuvenated Studio. I'm glad to have you here with me, rejuvenating with me, and welcome to all of my new listeners as well. Today, I want to talk about an SP, or as I said in the title, is it a specific person or special person? So let's just get right into it. Now, you may be wondering, well, what do you mean and why is there a difference? And today, this is what we're going to talk about here in the studio. So let's get into the first one, which is specific person. Okay, it's always abbreviated as an SP. So if you ever hear or read the title SP, that's what it means. I like to actually refer to special person, and this is why we're going to get into it today. But we're going to start with specific person. So now, specific person can be anyone. It can be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be a family member. It could be just about anyone. Okay, so if there is something that or someone specific in your life that you are looking to have in your life, whether it's a new specific person or someone that's been in your life previously that is you want to call back into your life. The thing is that yes, you can manifest a specific person into your life. Okay, and here's where I want to get into the distinction. Now, we all like to know, think that there's a specific person that we really want to have in our life. Again, and it could be anybody from a romantic relationship, all the way down to a family member. But very specifically, let's just use the example of a romantic relationship. Now, you may think that that is the person that you want to be with, or you want to have that relationship with, and you can manifest that. Okay, and what I want to get into is why I prefer special person over specific person. Okay, and this is coming from a quote that Neville Goddard that has said in many of his lectures before, and I'm just going to read it to you really quick. Okay, and it is, "The whole vast world is a field to reap. You don't just pick out this woman or that woman. Pick out the state. I want to be blissfully happy. And if I were, how would I see the world? And how would the world see me?" Okay, so now that's the quote from Neville Goddard. And what he's talking about, let's break this down a little bit. Okay, here is where he is talking about not just a specific person. Okay, you want to talk about you want to manifest the mood. You want to manifest the experience. Like, what would it feel like to be in a romantic relationship? What would it feel like to have this coworker or this boss or this friend or this family member in your life? Okay, how would that feel to you? And you want to get into that state. And like Neville Goddard says, I want to be blissfully happy. And if I were, how would I see the world? Right? Because when you're in a thriving, loving relationship, regardless of what, type of relationship it is, you're blissfully happy for the most part. Right? So you want to feel and experience it before, thinking specifically about a specific person. Okay, and this is where special person comes in, which is what I prefer to always use the term, because when you are getting in that mood and you are assuming that you are blissfully happy in this relationship, all right, and you are aligning and you're on that frequency of what it feels like to feel blissful, to feel happy, to feel in love, to feel light, to feel fun, right? To feel like you're just frolicking. Oftentimes you are going to have, you're someone you probably would never even think of is going to pop into your life. And as funny as it sounds, even if you don't know who they are, you're going to look at them as if to say, wow, where have you been all my life? Like, you know who they are. And without effort, they're going to come into your life. Okay, so there's another story that Neville Goddard talks about in one of his lectures where there's a woman who comes up to him and asks him desperately, could she please help her manifest this specific man that she wants to marry. And she's so certain that this is the man that she wants to marry. And he was like, well, all right, if this is what you want, but are you sure, this is the man that you want? And she just insisted. So she had asked him to also give her away at the wedding, and he obliged. So the day of the wedding, he gave her away to this man. Lo and behold, this marriage was not a very harmonious and blissful marriage. She was so focused on the fact that she wanted this particular man that she manifested this particular man, but this particular man was not the right divine man, the divine selection for her. Okay, and this is where that distinction comes in between a specific person and a special person. Okay, so oftentimes we may think we know who we want or what we want, but and oftentimes you can even use that specific person in your mind as a focal point for love to or for that relationship, to become aware in your life and occur. And out of the blue, another person will pop into your world instead, where you fall in love with that person, or that person becomes your boss instead, or this different friend becomes your friend, whatever it might be, or maybe a teammate, a team member in your job or in your class or whatever. Okay, so this is the distinction, a very important distinction. So this is what I really want to talk about today, is about how it's more important to get into the state, pick the state of that bliss and that harmonious relationship. See yourself holding hands with a person. You don't have to see their face or anything like that. You just can see your hand holding another person's hand, right? Or people are congratulating you, saying, oh, congratulations on your wedding, right? Hearing them, feeling them, shaking your hand or hugging you or giving you a kiss to say congratulations, things like that. You want to get into the mood and get into the state and remain in that frequency. Okay, remain there, stay there, feel what it feels like to be blissfully married and just in the state of joy. And when you are saying that you are blissfully married, you are also implying that your special person is blissfully and harmoniously married to you as well. And that falls under a blanket of many things, and we could get specific, but even though sometimes these categories are good, positive sounding ones, they can still be limitations. Like, for example, when you're saying, I want this person to be loyal and committed and secure and wealthy and this and that, whatever it might be. Don't make such a long list, okay? Just feel the feeling, experience the feeling, okay, for the experience of it, of what it would feel like if you were blissfully and harmoniously married. And I promise you, it is law, okay? When you assume that blissful, harmonious state, that is the frequency, that is the experience that you've already experienced. Because remember, what you imagine is your reality. It's already happened as far as you're concerned. You will see the bridges of events unfold, and you will see things occurring, and before you know it, that person just being there in your life with you. So again, it's so important to understand the distinction between a specific person and a special person. And again, yes, you can manifest a specific person. The little trick to this, though, is that it's not that you can't manifest, because it's a sure thing. But what you have to do is you have to be able to unwaveringly stay in the state of telling your new story of that person, the new beliefs of that person, and also about yourself as well. Because remember, everything is self-concept. So you want to tell the new story that you are blissfully married. Your specific person is harmoniously and blissfully married to you, and you're in love, and you're in, and you want to stay kind of on the general sense, okay? Because if this person in the past has been in a relationship with you, okay, and let's say you've had, you've chosen to create, unfavorable memories of them, because remember, a memory is also an imaginal act. You're bringing back to life that imaginal act. So let's say that person didn't treat you very well, and that is something in your mind that you subconsciously remember. You have to remember to tell yourself the story, the new story, the story that says that I am blissfully and harmoniously married or in a relationship. I am love. I am fulfillment. Okay, those are the types of things that you want to already become aware of for yourself. Okay, because who you are reflects in that special person as well, or specific person. And you want to tell the new story that this specific person and I have so much fun together. We really care about each other. We're very loving toward each other. Those kinds of things. You have to drop the old story completely. And it's so important to not waver from it. But the most important, again, we go back to self-concept. I am love. I am that I am. Okay, because remember, I am that's God, right? That's I am. Okay, and that is the thing that you're looking for, the relationship, right? And then the last I am in that phrase is that which you already want to be, or that which you have. Okay, so above all circumstances, you want to say, I am that I am. That circumstances may be circumstances, but I am that I am. I am love. I am fulfillment. Okay, so it's so important to remember these things first, okay, and to also continue in that new story to tell that you and that specific person are in a completely brand new relationship with completely favorable things, favorable imagination, favorable memories, okay, favorable everything. Because the minute you start to waver or you start to imagine back a memory of the past that wasn't so favorable, that's going to pop up. And this is often why it's so easy to manifest that specific person back, but that oftentimes they resort back to maybe their old ways, or you break up again, things like that. Because again, in your memory, you're bringing up these old beliefs. So it goes back to beliefs about yourself, and beliefs about this person. So you have to make sure that if you are choosing a specific person, that it is a new story. Okay, and so this is where I say you can absolutely manifest anything you want. You can have anything you want. You can have it any way you want, the relationship, the person. But oftentimes when you just focus on the relationship that you want and not the specific person, okay, and again, the feeling, the experience of it, what would it feel like? What would it be like to be in a loving, harmonious, and blissful relationship? This is where you will attract in, or you will have this person enter into your life who's more right for you, more of your divine selection than maybe the person that you would even select. Okay, so I've had people come up to me and tell me, oh my gosh, I was trying to manifest back this specific person, And in doing so and imagining myself with that person, someone else came into my life and I actually fell in love with that person instead. And now we are in a beautiful, loving relationship with this new person, and that old person, while I could have chosen to be with that specific person, I wound up falling in love with this special person, this new person. So that's the distinction there, guys. So I hope it doesn't confuse you. There is no wrong way to this. The reason I explained the distinction is because as human beings, when we have past memories and things might be in an unfavorable memory, as human beings, we tend to forget that we are the ones that are creating and telling those stories. So we want to make sure that when we're going to tell our story, we're going to tell our new story of what's happening right here and now. We're essentially forgetting the past completely. Okay, it's like a brand new slate where you're creating as if it were a brand new person in your life. Like you know absolutely nothing about that person from the past. And this is where, again, you have to stay very loyal to your story and not wobble or waver, because the more you do that, obviously, the more resistance you throw on your trail, and the longer it takes for things to manifest, or you might find circumstances popping up where you see that person reflecting the things that you're thinking about from them from the past. So make sure you tell the new story about how this relationship is, how you are in this new story, first and foremost, importantly, because again, self-concept is the very root and seed that materializes everything in your world. So, but don't beat yourself up, because either way, you can have it, whether it's a specific person or a special person. Again, those are just the distinctions. It's just a matter of how easy or well it might be for you to tell that new story and really drop the past altogether. Okay. Again, and it's also about trusting in, in yourself and the God within you, to know that your inner being, your God, your Jesus, your universe knows what you want and knows where this person is and how the bridges of events will come together for you and that person to meet and come together. So I wouldn't worry too much about any of the when or the how. Just remember, your only job is to point and put the light on the story you want to light up and tell, and your inner being will figure out the who, the when, the where, and the how. Okay, because just remember, that seed of thought, that seed contains the plan of completion, the plan of everything. All right, it's already like a self-contained kit. Kind of think of it like those meal plan kits that come like if you order online, where you just choose the meals that you want, and the company does the rest for you. They box up all the ingredients, the menu, anything that you need. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just have to pick the meal that you want, right? And they do the rest. So kind of think of it that way in these modern day times. But honestly, the seed contains the complete fulfillment, okay? All the contents of how, when, where, and who. Okay, and I know that's really hard for a lot of us because we're so used to thinking we have to be the ones to orchestrate all of that. And that's just not true. So again, your choice, there is no wrong way, because remember, God, your inner being does not judge. It does not judge. So it's whatever you feel in your mind, what you think is right for you, or who is, which way, whether it's specific person or special person, is the choice you want to make and who you believe is right for you. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that helps clear up things a little bit for you. Just know that, neither way is a wrong way. Just be easy about it. It's so important to know that There really is no work in any of this. It just comes down to assuming who you are, who you want to be, and that you already have that which you want to be, or that who you want to be. Okay? And that's it. Okay? Because you are the process. You are the answer. You are the thing that you want to be. Okay? The process and all of that, the tools that that you think you want and need are just maybe ways that could help you, but they are not what creates the thing that you want. It's you. You're the answer. You're the solution. You're the one who is assuming and in your imagination creating, and it's not even creating because everything is already created, okay? There are infinite quantum probabilities that all exist at the same time. And it's just a matter of you choosing the probability that you want to experience, because all of them exist. All of them. You know, the ones where you're with that person, the ones where you're not with that person, the ones where you're with someone else. I mean, every single probability that you can imagine exists all at the same time. So it's just like going in and choosing the thing that you want, just like you would at a buffet table. So just remember that, okay? You're the operant power, and not just the operant power, you're the all power. There is no power outside of you, whether it's a person, a thing, or a circumstance. Choose the story you want to tell. Light it up. Light up that story. Remember, you're the light, you're the beacon, you're the power. Okay, everyone, that's it for me today. Thank you for rejuvenating with me today, and I can't wait to rejuvenate with you again in the next video. I love you all, and I will see you again in the next video. This is Michelle here from Bee Rejuvenated Studio. We're in our comfy corner of the world. We believe that real beauty equals inner beauty from the inside out.